morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. Obviously, I'm your host today, Joanne, Director of Marketing here with Legendary Marketer. And I am definitely in a fired up mode. Okay. I'm just kicked off Decade in a Day, which I love. And when I'm on Decade in a Day, my energy is like through the roof. So I'm coming to you like I've been on 5 cups of coffee. So I apologize, but I haven't had that much. I just get really excited when I am in Decade in a Day. I love Decade in a Day. For those that don't know what that is a live, it's about 6 hours webinar we do for Blueprint students, where Ryan and I take a totally new niche. We go and find offers in there, and we build out an entire business using the tools, skills, and strategies that we teach in the blueprints. We show you how to apply it to a real life situation. And every time we do a new Decade in a Day, they're about every 2 weeks, we do a different niche. So today, our Decade in a Day is on adventure travel, which is pretty cool, which is kind of fun. And by the end of Decade in a Day, we could go live. We go through the funnel, we go through the first few emails, your autoresponder, a lead magnet, content planning, and we are ready, if we wanted to post our first video by the end of each Decade in a Day in that niche. So we do them every 2 weeks. As a Blueprints member, you can hop into them as much as you want, which is pretty awesome as well. Someone actually in Decade in a Day posted that today was their 8th time in Decade in a Day, and that they grab something new every single time that they attend, which is really, really awesome. And I love that. So I'm here today with Wake Up Legendary Now, and our guest, we need to give her some love. She is coming live all the way from Australia. It is definitely nighttime for her. She is heading to bed right after this interview. So please welcome Paridhi to the show. Good morning, good evening, good night. It's early morning for you, so we can still say good morning.
It's my Friday night party. It's 12 a.m.
Yes, well, welcome and thank you for coming back on the show.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Oh, it's always nice to have you on, and you have so much to share, such great experience and all of that. So for anyone that doesn't know you, let's back the boat up and hear, how you found Legendary, what you were even looking for at the time.
I was just looking for an extra $500 in my pocket. I was a 9 to 5er, and I'd recently moved to Australia after my wedding, and then the big fancy immigrant life that is shown in the movies. It's all a lie. You come here and you realize, okay, it's the same cycle, but then it's more expensive.
Oh,
right. So I was in that moment where I landed in Sydney and I was like, okay, this is it. I've made it and I'm going to change my life. And within a week, I was like, okay, something's wrong because this was not what I had hoped for. And then through, my dad had a surgery and all of those things happened. I really needed those extra $500, $1,000 to send home. That is when I saw a woman talking on social media how she changed her life with affiliate marketing, and I thought, okay, let's try. What's the harm in trying? Right. And now I think 13 months later, I'm here. I retired myself from the corporate, recently my husband from the corporate. Wow. And we spent the first 3 months of 2024 back home in India, and then we are going back in November to celebrate New Year's and Christmas. It's been a journey, quite a journey.
Wow, that is. So 13 months.
Yeah.
And a lot has changed. And what it sounds like to me, you now have freedom of choice.
Yeah.
You can enjoy your time in Australia. You can enjoy whenever you want, go back to India, see family, celebrate those moments, not feel like you're missing out on things anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's huge. That's huge.
That's the biggest freedom. If you can control your own time, that's the biggest freedom. I mean, when you're just starting out, money is great and you feel like, you need to chase more money. But then when you start having a taste of time freedom, you're like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what I'm here for. This is what means the most to me.
Yeah, I actually talked about this with yesterday's guest. It's important at any stage to remember deeper than whether it's a couple $100 or the monetary
Hmm.
side. Like take the
Yeah.
monetary side out of it. What are
Hmm.
you really trying to go after as you're going down this path and starting a business? And usually it has times spending more time with your loved ones,
Yes.
having freedom of choice how you spend that time, right? And I think it's important to take those moments and do it, even when
Yeah.
it's early. Maybe it's just, you know what? I can spend an extra hour with my child today
Hmm.
and do that and start putting it into practice what you're going after.
Yeah.
Because then
Absolutely.
it helps you stay committed when it's time to focus on your business and do the things. Because you're like, I
Exactly.
love that. I
Yes.
want more of this.
Yes. Yes. You shared a great point here because you might be working 8 hours in your job and 8 hours in your business as well, but
Mhm.
then here you want to work more and you want to give your 100% more focus here because the rewards that you're reaping now, you're like, okay, this 8 hour makes sense to me and I can do this over and over again. You don't feel like you're burnt out. Here you feel like you're burnt out because sometimes you're not rewarded well. Sometimes you feel like, okay, I could do more with my life. Maybe, I still don't have the time with all the, maybe with all the good money as well. But here you have the time, and then you have the time to work on yourself, to build your business, and then to also be with your family present in that moment. So I think
Yeah.
that's a really great reward.
Yeah, definitely. And you definitely you for sure took advantage of that.
Oh wow, yes.
So, yes, it's been 13 months and
Mm-hmm.
you're at that point and looking back, and I'm sure people right now are in the comments and they're thinking, "Oh, that's not that long. Not that long." But yet, when you're only 2 weeks into it, 3 weeks into
Mm-hmm.
it, 1 month into it, you want everything 13 months from now, like right
Yeah.
now, and it seems
Yeah.
too far off.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. Yes.
when
Yes.
we're at the start, we're like 13 months. That's too far off. That's going to take too
Mm-hmm.
long. But when you're talking about it about someone else, you're like, "Oh, that's so fast."
Yeah.
Like, why don't we give ourselves that same grace?
Yeah.
We're in the middle of it. So tell us,
Right.
how was it in the beginning? Was you had
Mm-hmm.
those moments where it was most likely slow, or you felt like
Absolutely.
you were taking action and nobody was watching?
Absolutely.
So share with us, how did you keep moving through that?
It's gonna be a long one.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best thing that happened with me was when I took the course, I stopped watching social media. So, like you said, we are we are jumping the gun all the time because we want to launch sooner, we want to get those dollars sooner. Because I was in that 9 to 5 space, I was into IT. I was watching, working on my laptop and my phone all day long. The last thing I wanted to do was, there's a screen, someone teaching me how to set up this automation. I don't want that.
Mm,
So I was already burnt out looking at a screen, and then I had to look at another screen. So I
right.
decided that, okay, all of my other TV time, my, phone time, I have to switch it off. So a
Mhm.
lot of people say that, you can get started in a day, in 2 days. I took my own sweet time. And of course, you have this anxiety where, the world is moving forward. Maybe you're still there. But I think that's the best thing that happened with me, that because I didn't watch social media, I didn't compare myself to anybody. And guess what? After I launched, I was still able to make it. So how does that matter, right? If you
Right.
started in a week or 2 months or 3 months.
Right.
So I mean, from that space, just in those 1 or 2 months, I realized that nothing's going anywhere. The
Mhm.
money you deserve will come to you. So I stopped racing and, challenging myself to do better in terms of frequency of showing up, or degrading the quality of what value I want to share on my content, how I want to make other people feel about it. I just took my sweet time. And then, because sales were late because of that, but then I didn't feel the pressure of making sales. I was loving what I was doing, and I was able to do more because of that. So I think that mindset shift really happened because of this one program, Legendary, because every single time I was not watching social media, not comparing myself, and then I was going on all of these, I was in the Facebook group everywhere talking, seeing everyone make their first sales, make their first $1,000, I don't know, and feel so connected and happy that my mindset was also evolving with everybody. So it's been a long journey in terms of mindset, because that is the one thing I think that sets you apart in this space. Because once you get started, you realize that okay, it's not that hard, but this is where you feel like okay, all the pressure of making it sooner. So
Mhm.
it's been a continuous learning journey. It will always be a continuous learning journey for everybody.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. So a lot was said in there that is we got to unpack further because it was so good and so much gold. Um, but yeah, there is no destination, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, I've learned it all. I actually just talked about this on Decade in a Day before I came over. There's never going to be a point where you're like, I know everything.
Yeah.
Because if you get to that point and your ego is telling you that, and I don't care if it's in your business, as an entrepreneur, as a parent, as a coach, as a coworker, as a manager, whatever you are, if you are getting to where you say, I know everything, I have nothing
Mm-hmm.
more to learn, that's the day you will start to suck at what you're doing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's the day you're going to start seeing and experiencing real struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see a decline in what you have built.
Yes.
But if we're open to continue to learn, continue to test, continue to try new things along the way and allow growth to continue to happen, which means being brave, doing new things continually, um, we will continue, we'll see longevity happen,
Yeah.
right? Which is so true. Um, the other piece, I love this advice. I've shared it before myself, and I think it's really important that everyone hear exactly what you shared. You got to turn off all the noise.
Yes.
Comparisonitis is kills more dreams than I can count, especially just in the online as a new entrepreneur. I don't care what it is, digital marketer, dog trainer, a brick and mortar. When you start comparing yourself to others, you're killing that dream faster than what you can learn and get ahead of it.
Absolutely.
I wholeheartedly agree that when you jump into this and you decide, I'm going to build a business, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, I'm going to get this launched, I'm going to scale this, I'm going to build it, I want to have this business, I would absolutely unfollow a whole mess of people that
Mm-hmm.
you're comparing yourself to and just put your blinders on, go into your education and just take action so that you get your own creative self in there.
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, that is just so huge, and you are a living, breathing example of what that looks like when you put it into practice. Like you're not missing out on anything, guys. You're just taking pressure off yourself.
Yes.
Now there's no timeline and no weird timeline, because we going back, we give ourselves these weird timelines. And if you stop comparing yourself to everyone, you found the timeline that is best for you at the beginning to learn and apply and go through this. That was um, feeding your mindset instead of killing it, instead of starving it. And man, that's huge. What a great share on a Friday for everyone that you just gave. That's just such a huge nugget, guys. I can't go back and re-listen to that piece and put it into practice this weekend.
Yes.
Because we see it right here in front of us, what that looks like to just prioritize you, your education, and your business. And no, doesn't matter what
Nothing
anyone
else.
else is doing.
It doesn't matter. No, nothing's going anywhere. You'll find your audience. You'll always find your people. Money is not going anywhere. You deserve it. You deserve the success. Every single day, we have to wake up with this thought that I deserve it and it will come to me. I just have to show up and I have to keep showing up. That's all.
Yeah. You just have to keep showing up.
Yeah.
I brought this up on Decade in a Day also, and I'm bring it up here because I'm going to write an email about it. It's been something that's been heavy on my mind. And I think it's really key here. You know, we've talked a lot about doing things scared,
Yeah.
the fear, taking
Yeah.
action through fear. We all feel fear, but fear is a negative word. And I want everyone to switch it. I want you to be brave. I don't want you to do things scared. I want you to go, I'm going to be brave today. And I'm going to show up. I'm going to hit post. I'm going to be brave and I'm going to learn this. I'm going to be brave and I'm going to hit post again. I'm going to be brave and I'm going to film more content. I'm going to be brave and I'm going to believe in myself. And it really is, I'm just going to be brave enough to keep going, whatever that looks like for you. That's huge. Instead of being like, I'm going to do it scared. No, I want you to be freaking brave. Because when you say brave, it's like, oh, I'm strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do this. That's a good quality to have, right?
Exactly.
Instead of being like, I'm doing it scared, it's kind of like you're still like kind of negative talking about yourself. It's always bothered me, even though I've said it to people. I'm like, I need a new perspective on this. So that's my new perspective. We're going to do things brave.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Right? Which I love. So now your husband is not in corporate. Has he moved to doing things online? Is he now an entrepreneur? Is he helping out you with your, like, how did that transpire? Because that's a whole new life change also when
Yeah.
your partner is now at home. That's changed as well.
It's really funny because I talked about it the last time, the first time I bought the course, and I was standing in a corner of the room and trying to tell him, I did something. I think I did something. I don't know how to explain it, and I made this payment. And how that happened was I kept seeing this woman, and then I made the payment. And first, I validated everything, logged into my account and everything to say that okay, it was not a scam. Then I went to my husband who was working in his office room, and I went to him standing in a corner, like ashamed of what I've done. But I was like, but this is not a scam. I literally logged in, to the account. So then he was like, it's okay. It's just a payment you've done. That's okay. I was feeling this pressure of telling him somehow because I needed his validation that, I'm doing the right thing. And then later, we had this huge conversation when I was investing into the blueprints. I was like, it is now or never. And I was really, not pressured into buying a blueprint or something. This is something that very organically I wanted to do once I had explored the, avenue that, okay, this is legit and I can go somewhere with this. But he wasn't convinced, and he was like, okay, let me find something, like let me find an alternative for you, maybe, let's see. Later, 6 months later, he saw me show up every single day for my studies. I'll call it my study because it was literally a university, I think, the blueprints.
Right, it is.
It is. I'm that person who's always for 29, 30 years of my life slept at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. is sleeping time, and then 5 a.m. is wake up, and then gym and all of those things. He saw me transition to be that person where, I'm studying at 11 p.m. If I can't go to the gym, if it's raining outside, I'm taking notes, and then I'm practicing trying to create a video in front of the mirror while I'm brushing my teeth. So he saw that. And actions speak louder, right?
All day.
6 months later, he comes to me and he says, okay, can you give me the password to whatever you're learning? I'm like, yes. I can do that. And he is a tech geek. He loves technology. So for him, initially, when he had not seen the world, it was like, you just go out on social media and you blabber some stuff and then you get the money and all those things. And I showed him the tech side of things, and this is what it needs. And I wanted to impress him actually, because he's really good with technology and somehow I wasn't. So
Right.
I wanted to impress him after I built everything for myself. So once I did, I was literally showing off. And that impressed him to a point where he was really involved in tech. And now today he can build a funnel probably in an hour, literally in an hour. So when this idea came to mind, when we were in the space where he could quit his job because financially we are in that space where we can take that leap of faith, he was so confident that I know that I'm not just quitting my job because we're making that kind of income for our family.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can take this even further because of the tech involved. I can automate more stuff. I can research on things if I have the time. And that is such an accomplishment for me, Joanne, to be honest. And honestly, because of also the background of the country where I come in, where, the husband is the breadwinner, and you're supporting your husband. He's the financial decision maker of the family, and ultimately it's his permission that you have to take for something. And nothing's wrong with that. I mean, if they're your partner, I mean, they should be involved in your financial decisions. That's my opinion. But then
Right.
today I'm in a space where a little leap of faith of mine could put us in a situation where we just control our own time,
Yeah.
and we are working from our laptops, which is so big for me, is bigger than buying, I don't know, buying big brands and labels, buying a dream house. Is just so important because time is the biggest currency here. And if you're able to provide that more time to your family, if you're able to give them that time, okay, you can take a break if you want to. If even if you want to go back to your 9 to 5, all right then.
Yeah.
But you can take a break without asking, without worrying about money. Because let's also be honest that it's not just that the society have put men on a pedestal that you have to be the breadwinner.
Mm-hmm.
They have also put some kind of pressure on men where they're expected to be it. Like,
Right.
I can probably make irrational decisions and I can hide behind my husband saying that okay, he's going to pay the bill.
Mm.
So I taking that pressure off of him, I think it's my biggest achievement.
Yeah. I bet that it's evolved even your relationship with your
Yes.
father,
Oh
right?
my God. Oh my God. Yes. Newly into my marriage,
Mm-hmm.
very initially, very early, I could see that pattern of, little arguments around this is expensive, this
Mm-hmm.
is the brand, this is not the brand, but the kind of tomatoes that are expensive, we should have this. So very early in my marriage, I saw those arguments. We don't want to go out to restaurants because it's expensive. Then you have to go and get that train ticket, that car parking, I don't know. So I saw that pattern and I didn't want it. So my relationship has literally early on in my marriage, it's been it's evolved to that level where we don't talk about financial stress. We talk about financial growth. We're talking about investments. We're not talking about okay, let's buy this house and this is the loan we should get. We're talking about let's buy this property, and
Right.
that's so huge.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. It comes down to, I mean, what you're sharing is something that's possible, right? We're
Yes.
never guaranteeing all of this, guys. So I want to make that abundantly clear. But what a beautiful thing and story that has occurred, and how your relationship, your partnership has grown, evolved. Clearly, he has massive respect for you as well, and sees the really good things that come out of it. The confidence you've clearly grown, right?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, if you're practicing in front of a mirror with how to film content and whatnot, that's growing your confidence, guys. You're growing your self-worth through this. You're growing some self-identity through this. And your partner saw that, celebrated, and went, we're gonna help. I'm gonna work with you to excel this even more.
Yes.
And that's what's beautiful. I mean, that's what's key here. Uh, People don't realize there's so much more to gain going through this process than just money.
Yes. I keep saying it all the time. Everyone, wants to celebrate their first sale, first commission, milestones around money. I remind them that, do you realize that you have an entire business? You set up an entire business by yourself.
Mhm.
Can you literally imagine that you're living in a space where you can run a business from your phone and your laptop? Like growing up, it was a dream.
Right.
Of course, the movies have influenced us, but I never imagined that as a person who comes from a background, typical 9 to 5 background, that it wasn't even a dream for me
Mhm.
building a business. And I was able to do that. That's such a huge accomplishment. And because of, I don't know, comparison, you call it, but we are so hung up on the idea of making sales, 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 and the money that we are forgetting all the beautiful aspects of our growth. Like, just go and watch my first live on Legendary. Literally. I mean, that's growth for me. The last time I was here, I was panicking. The first time I was here, because it was my first live ever, and I was panicking, like, okay, I have to speak, everything should be perfect and everything. Today, I'm like, okay, it's time for me. Let's go live. That
Right.
is confidence.
Mhm.
I mean, it has all grown because of, constant failures, of,
Mhm.
doing it scared, just showing up every single day. That's all it takes.
And guys, when you start gaining more confidence, more self-worth, it doesn't just show up in your business.
Mhm. Exactly. Yes.
It feeds, it spreads. It becomes how you are with your family, out in life, with your kids, with your partner, with your friends, in everything you do, in every decision. You do those with a new confident version of yourself. Every aspect of your life changes, and I'm sure that that's scary, and it seems like someone's sitting there going, from a $5 challenge, and you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the start of it. If you choose
Yes.
it to be. If you choose it,
Exactly.
it's about deciding you're worthy to go after something you want and dream again. I love how you said that. We, as adults, a lot of us stop dreaming and thinking about what's possible in our future because we're like, I'm here. I'm in the 9 to 5 job I hate.
This is it.
I'm working overtime. This is it until I retire. And then I don't know what I'm going to do. Like it's just done. Like this is all decided. And when you start doing anything, you take action in any way that prioritizes you and gives you possibility again, which is what we do here, quite honestly. Um, what a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing. And
What a beautiful era to live in.
yeah,
Yeah.
when you
Of
can
course.
start thinking about what's possible. And sometimes they get really, it's uncomfortable because they haven't done it in
Mhm.
years.
Yeah.
You're like, I have to think about, I can't choose a niche. I'm thinking about too many options. What a beautiful problem.
Exactly.
What a
Yeah.
beautiful
Yeah.
problem. You're thinking about 5 different what's possible for you
Yeah.
when 2 months ago you thought nothing was possible. What a beautiful thing. And we go, "Oh, I should quit because I can't decide." No, step into that. Explore the 5 things. Explore the 5 niches. Put your blinders on.
Mm-hmm.
Turn off everybody you're
Mm-hmm.
following
Mm-hmm.
and explore those 5 things. Take the time you need. Maybe start 5 different accounts. Start seeing which content you gravitate to that you find easier, more exciting. It's going to reveal itself fairly quickly. And then keep going down that path.
Yep.
And I love that you said that. It's about being reminded that there's new possibility out there. And it's
Oh
not a
yes.
yeah.
Starting this one thing, just, putting my faith into this one thing has evolved me so much in my life. You won't believe how much of an introvert I was. I was in that zone where in my college life or even after college, I was working. My roommates and my friends stopped asking me when they were going out because they knew I would always say no. I was so shy. I couldn't speak to anyone. I couldn't do that. And coming on camera, I still am if someone else is taking my video or photo, but then it's a challenge. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all, nobody's going to sleep thinking that, oh, Paridhi, she fumbles when she speaks.
No one is, right? We are about ourselves, but no one out in the world.
No one else. Doesn't matter. They're not paying your bills.
Right? Yeah. They're just
Absolutely. Yeah.
people are so self-consumed. Nobody's worrying that much about you. They're worrying about what they messed up that day at night.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, that's my point.
Right? Yeah. And I get it. And it's amazing how many of us, I'm a total introvert. If I could just, I used to just stay in a funnel. Like a little cave almost. Like I don't want to talk to anybody. I want to sit in the back of a room. But I found about 10 years ago about myself that the only way I was going to grow is whatever did kind of freak me out. Like, oh, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. That's what I
Yeah.
needed to go do.
Yes.
That's what I needed. It became my compass. Wherever I was like, ooh, I can't go on camera.
Yeah.
I can't talk to somebody on a Zoom.
Yeah.
I can't do a live webinar. I was like, I got to do that. That means that's the direction I need to go if I want to continue to grow as a person and get everything I want out of life. That's what got me to where I am right now, is just stepping into that, like, okay, this is what I got to do.
Exactly. I'm learning driving right now and I'm miserable. I cry. And everyone around me who knows driving says that it's probably the easiest thing to do. Let it flow. And I don't understand those words. I'm like, what do you mean by let it
How do
flow?
you let driving flow? I don't either. How do you let driving flow?
Exactly. They're like, loosen yourself. Don't worry about it. Everybody is a natural. Excuse me. And then I go to them and I'm like, okay, building a funnel. Okay, give me 30 minutes. I'll do that. And they're like, what? Are you kidding me?
Right.
Because you've shown up for driving every single day. I've shown up for this system. The first funnel I ever built, oh God, I can't watch it. I saved a picture on my phone of that funnel because that's a reminder of, how you can grow if you just keep practicing.
Right.
And it took me probably a week. I don't know. It was the first time when I was learning. So it literally, I think it took me a week to start making, get this funnel thing done with a little text and a picture and a button. And now I think about it, I'm like, okay, this is what I built. But then I still got started, and that's the only thing that changed everything. That you start and then you keep going and then you keep failing, but then you keep getting back up. And now my husband, probably if he's listening, he'll give me the same lecture tomorrow morning when I go back to learning driving, because it's always a challenge, but it's a good challenge to have.
It's a good challenge, and you're not going to get better at it until you do it.
Yeah, of course.
And it really aligns well with a lot of people here. You could read all the books and watch all the YouTube videos about marketing and about driving, but you're not going to get good at it until you actually do it. You will not be able to watch 20 hours of other people driving on YouTube and be an expert driver. It's just not going to happen.
Of
You have
course.
to actually get behind the wheel and put it into practice. And then you have to do it again and again, and you get a little bit better each time. And it's a challenge. And I'm sure there's some mindset of a little fear involved, a little overwhelm involved, right, with driving. And the same thing happens here. The same thing. You're going to go through that as you're going through the challenge. You're going to go through that as you're going through the blueprints. And you just can't, or if you decide you're just going to watch a whole bunch of YouTube videos, you can watch all the YouTube videos you want. It's not going to help you get better or grow a business until you start posting content.
Never.
Until you start, that funnel building is not going to get better until you build that first one. I've gone back. It was about 5 months ago. I went back and I looked at that first funnel that I built.
Yeah.
And it was rough, but dang, at that time, I sure was proud of it.
Yeah.
I sure was.
Absolutely.
And I got better at it. I got better
Yes.
at it. And I learned more and I learned more and I got better at it. And the same thing is here. So it's allowing us grace, giving ourselves grace to allow us time to learn and apply and get better at something. I'm assuming, because I already can tell by your personality, you didn't just try driving once and went, all right, I'm done. I can't do this. It was too hard. You went, all right, we're done for today and we're going to try again tomorrow.
No, I actually gave up quite a few times. But I can't tell you how dramatic I was. I cried and I was literally to my husband, I'm like, I'll take the train, I'll make more money and I'll have a chauffeur and I'll have a personal driver and all. I don't need to learn it. I was at that point. And then there was this person who kept reminding me that, it's not difficult. It's just unfamiliar. It's not difficult. It's unfamiliar. Every single day when you're sitting there, you have to remember it's not difficult. It's unfamiliar. And today I'm still scared, but then I know I can do this if I keep trying it. So every morning I'm going there, I'm still crying, I'm still creating all the drama. But then again in my head, it's not difficult, it's unfamiliar. That's fine. That is all it takes.
I love that. I've not heard it worded that way. And that is, everybody go write that on a Post-it, put it on your screen, put it on your mirror, put it wherever you need to see it. It's not difficult. It's just unfamiliar.
Yes.
That's huge. That's such a huge reminder when you're feeling that, like, oh, the tech, oh, I can't figure out how to edit this video in TikTok or wherever you're trying to do it at. It's just unfamiliar. It's going to get easier. It's going to get better. You're
Absolutely.
going to get more familiar with it as you do it. Oh, I love
Yes.
it. Absolute gold. Absolute gold. You're spitting fire this, early morning. The 12:30 a.m. hour is a great time for you.
It's the 12 a.m. wine.
I love it. I love it. Oh, and well, I want to leave you with the last word. I want you to give knowing who you've become now to who you were when you first started the challenge. What's your biggest piece of advice you'd give your version 13 months ago that could help someone else right now?
Never settle for less. Never settle for less. If you want to achieve something, you cannot just be here and you cannot be satisfied with what you have. I'm not saying you have to be greedy about it, but then if you want to achieve something, you have to leave the space where you are in.
Mm-hmm.
Never settle for less. I mean, what else can I say?
Yeah, you're worthy of it.
Absolutely, yes.
You're worthy of it. Yeah, you're worthy to learn something new. You're worthy to get your questions answered. You're worthy to, do something that's unfamiliar.
Exactly.
You're worthy of what you're dreaming about. It's not a bad thing to dream, guys. Go after it.
Absolutely. I mean, we take so much pressure out of everything. We're like, okay, we've invested 1 hour, we want 10 hours back. We've invested $1, we want $100 back. It's a new experience. Enjoy it. It's a journey. It's okay. If you find your way, great. If you don't, there are other ways. It's okay. But if you don't enjoy the journey, you will never be happy with whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
It's You deserve all the happiness. And I've personally experienced it because I was this person who never thought that this is my life. Okay, now I'm married, now I have a job, probably I'm going to have kids and then a house, and that's it. I've personally experienced how believing in yourself changes the game for you. And that's it.
Yeah, that is it. It seems so simple.
It is simple.
Yeah. I think we make things too difficult.
Yeah, of course. It is simple. You deserve it. You're going to work for it and you're going to get it. And you're not going to settle until you get it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
And just if you can keep that focus there, give yourself grace, be on your own timeline, and just keep going. Just keep going. Absolutely beautiful interview. Everyone go to Spotify and save this, re-listen to it. This needs to be your Sunday, Monday morning mantra that y'all listen to and set the mindset for the week. If you need to work on your mindset, this is an episode to listen to over and over and over again.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, absolutely. I can't even share how phenomenal the gifts you shared for so many people today. How many people I know you helped today. So thank you. I
All my
appreciate it.
pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah. And of course, you have to come back.
And I'll come back with my driver's license.
Yes. Oh, all right. It's a deal. I love it.
Yeah, it's a deal.
I love it. I love it. All right. Thank you again. And go get some rest. And thank you for coming on at this hour as well.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Please go give her a follow at Passive Income Paridhi. So it's all connected. Passive Income. And her name is spelled Paridhi. Go give her a follow on Instagram. Check out her content. Go give her some love. Comment on her stuff. Just God, what a beautiful soul. What a beautiful mindset. What a beautiful example of what it looks like to prioritize yourself, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, whatever you're going after, what that looks like, what it looks like to put your head down and to keep going and showing up for yourself because you're worthy of it. That's what she demonstrated today. And I hope you all saw that. And it's definitely worth a replay, if not once. But I'm telling you, if you want to really work on that mindset of yours, watch this weekly. I guarantee you will be a different person 6 weeks from now if you put anything that she shared today into practice. What a fantastic way to end the week with Wake Up Legendary. All right, everyone, have a great weekend. And as always, stay legendary. Peace.